What is up, winning team? I can't believe we're here again, but can you believe it? Guess what? We are going to be, I don't know. Listen, guys, I'm going to try my best. It's been really hard for me to commit to anything, but I really want us to try and commit to our first Bible series of 2026 and first Bible series with my new Bible in the book. A book I've been avoiding doing. But I'll tell you why I was feeling like doing it, because I was thinking, well, the Pentecost is 50 days, right? From Easter. So today's the first day after Easter. I was thinking, what if we just try and use this as a time to like prepare just in case what I was saying just in case could be happening? And so I've been feeling like, what's going to get us through? What scriptures, like how am I going to read the Bible and feel like reading, but then not be irritated? Because sometimes I get irritated when I'm hearing about, and the triumphantness of it all. While I'm like, well, it's another year where we're still waiting, and it's another year where we're still waiting, and it's another year where the freaking kingdom of darkness is wreaking havoc. It's another year where I'm dealing with the same issues with people just being annoying. And I'm realizing, like, even last year, I just went through a lot when it came to relationships, I went through a lot. I had to put up with a lot of kinds of people, you know what I mean? Like I just need to be away from certain energies. Because I just uploaded, you guys are going to see it. They're all uploading now. I've been uploading all day. It's crazy. Like in between work, I've basically been uploading whenever I can. And yeah, like I was just thinking, like, I'll give you guys one example of how, like, I had a couple Christian friends who I then had and then lost. And it was the classic cases of things where it's like, we're not ready to hear the truth, are we? Or we're just too ready to be stuck where we're at. Or one of them, and this is one I was thinking of, because in my video one of the videos I just uploaded, I was finally telling you guys about these crazy spiritual experiences I've had, because I don't share them with anybody. I don't share them with a lot of people because I don't trust them, obviously. And I'm like, they're not safe. But then when I share certain things, I was like, I can't really share the cool things happening in my life because of the way people act. Because there was another, like, very spiritually in tune, like, woman that I knew that was like sharing, trying to like tell. I told her like a crumb of what you guys are going to see in the last two videos that I just uploaded. And she was like, wow, God really talks to you a lot, doesn't he? Like, you really have a lot of... And I was just like, this is why I don't do this stuff. So that's what I'm saying. I'm still dealing with it. So I'm here in the wilderness with you guys. We're here in the caves, still having to deal with this nonsense. So I'm just like, God, when will it end? So I've always avoided reading this book. Yes, guys, we'll be reading the book of Job. Job in the Bible. Job in the Bible. And I've been avoiding it because I just felt it would be too close to home. But now I'm just like, maybe it would actually be nice to hear for all of us to remind us, that, what we're doing this for and what this is all about. And one thing that really made me think we're definitely doing this, because it's like 41 chapters, I think. So that's going to get us, through at least close to Pentecost. We'll see how long it takes us, right? I'm going to try and I won't say what I'm going to try and do, but we're going to try. And the bit that made me definitely want to do this right now is I try to avoid my Bible. This new Bible has all these summaries. Guys, don't read that stuff, because I don't like to read this stuff, because it's like, don't try and try and set the tone for what the Lord is trying to say. This is why I feel like read the scriptures. I don't even like when the chapters have titles above them. Just read it. But okay, in fact, for that reason, I'm not going to tell you guys what stuck out to me, but I'll tell you when it finally comes up, okay? So, first of all, we're starting in chapter 1. We're going straight in, guys. We're going straight in with Job. And we'll just let it be what it's going to be, okay? We're going to let it be what's going to be. Listen to this. And it had to be today. That's why I had to do this. Thankfully, because it's now getting the change of the year, there's still a bit of sunlight, because I only just finished work not long ago, so I had had to get myself together. I've been using my voice so much. I'm not talking when I'm done. No one's gonna hear from me except one friend who I saw him message me, who I need to message her back. And I can't believe, do you know, that's so nice. When I saw her message, I was like, she definitely doesn't want to be my friend anymore. Like, she's one of the few people who, like, I don't know how has put up with me the last couple of years. And she just sent me another message, and the last one she said, girl, we need to hop on a call soon. I'm like, there are actually people who actually have the patience that I need in people that actually want to be in my life. And that is you guys as well. And thank you, okay? I really appreciate it because I'm so touched. And the first thing I'm going to do once I finish this video is I'm going to be recording, texting her. I'm going to tell her, listen, call me, tell me when you're free. Let's talk, let's call. But anyway, this is just anyway. So let's read Job chapter 1. In the land of Uz. Should I do it like an intro video? We're past that now. Anyway, we could just go straight into chapter 1. Who cares? In the land of Uz, there lived a man whose name was Job. This man was blameless and upright. He feared God and shunned evil. He had 7 sons and 3 daughters. He owned 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 donkeys, and had a large number of servants. He was the greatest man among all the people of the East. The greatest man among all the people. I didn't even know Job had it like that. I didn't know Job was the greatest man of all the East. Guys, we're all learning. We're in school today. I was doing school before, and now I'm in school myself. And again, notice the people of God, they can be blameless and whatever. You see, blameless, feared God, shunned evil, and was still thriving. And this is what I'm saying. This is the ticket I'm looking for us, by the way, guys. This version, not the version where you stand on a pulpit and you lie and stand up there like a hypocrite of wolves in sheep's clothing, a demon disguised as an angel of light. Yeah, and take advantage of people and do sick and twisted, very sinful things, evil things behind the scenes. But where you're right by the Lord, and then he can entrust you with his blessings. There we go. His sons used to hold feasts in their homes on their birthdays, and they would invite their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. When a period of feasting had run its course, Job would make arrangements for them to be purified. Early in the morning, he would sacrifice a burnt offering for each of them, thinking, perhaps my children have sinned and cursed God in their hearts. This was Job's regular custom. Oh, how beautiful. Bro said, just in case, he does it on their behalf. I like this guy already. I like him. Job, I like you. I like you already. I like him. Do we like him? We like him already. One day the angels came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came with them. The Lord said to Satan, where have you come from? Satan answered the Lord, from roaming through the earth, going to and fro on it. Then the Lord said to Satan, have you considered my servant Job? God, this is what I say. God thinks he's so freaking funny with some of the things he's doing these days. He thinks he's so funny. Like, have you considered my servant Job? Great. This is very good. This is definitely something that does not surprise me. We're in verse 8. There is no one on earth like him. He is blameless and an upright man, a man who fears God and shuns evil. Verse 9. Does Job fear God for nothing? Satan replied. Have you not put a hedge around him and his household and everything he has? You have blessed the work of his hands, so that his flocks and herds are spread throughout the land. But now stretch out your hand and strike everything he has, and he will surely curse you to your face. See, this is the telling part, because the devil's saying, of course your little son Job over there is loving himself. He's loving his life. Of course he's blameless because he's got everything he wants. And the devil's right about us as humans. So I'm saying the devil knows us. He knows that we're the types of people that this is how fickle we are. He knows, of course, we're all saying praise Jesus when life's good. What about when it's not? Praise Jesus when we lose everything. And that's what I think is the significance of this storyline, to say. And then it's funny because Christians will be like, whoa, Job is so crazy. That's one of the reasons I didn't want to read it. And it's like, it is crazy. It's crazy because it's crazy to you, the thought of actually putting everything before God. It's weird to you, the thought of actually sacrificing everything for God, even though you're the same one here singing the song, saying that on the Sunday. Anyway, verse 12. The Lord said to Satan, very well then, everything he has is in your power, but on the man himself do not lay a finger. Oh, then Satan went out from the presence of the Lord. You see, he ain't got to tell me twice, because he's like, I can't wait to prove you wrong, because this is basically the devil's whole thing. He's had his whole vendetta since the beginning. I'm going to prove to you that you should have never done this. You should have never done this. This is why we got Jeffrey Epstein saying that he had victims that were still attached to the mum's umbilical cord because they were better at sucking while they were still attached. Yeah, that's why they're doing this stuff, because the devil wants to be like, yeah, see, look at this. The devil can't wait for Judgment Day to walk in with every single thing we've been doing as humans and be like, what about this? Exhibit A, Exhibit B, and then we're going to be there forever. I honestly can't wait for Judgment Day. Low key. And like I said, I volunteer to go first. I volunteer. And like I said, because I'm ready for everybody, listen, put my sins out there, because listen, I just want to see everybody's jaws drop. Everyone already expects the worst of me, so let's just wait till we hear the jaw drop of all these people you thought were perfect and blameless. Yeah, anyway. So verse 13, one day when Job's sons and daughters were feasting and drinking wine at the eldest brother's house, a messenger came to Job and said, the oxen were plowing and the donkeys were grazing nearby, and the Sabeans attacked and made off with them. They put the servants to the sword, the servants to the sword. I am the only one who has escaped to tell you. While he was speaking, another messenger came and said, the fire of God fell from the heavens and burned up the sheep and the servants, and I am the only one who's escaped to tell you. While he was still speaking, another messenger came and said, the Chaldeans formed 3 raiding parties and swept down on your camels and made off with them. They put their servants to the sword. I am the only one who has escaped to tell you. While he was still speaking, Jesus. Okay, yet another messenger came and said, your sons and daughters were feasting and drinking wine at the eldest brother's house, and when suddenly a mighty wind swept in from the desert and struck the 4 corners of the house, it collapsed all of them, and they are dead, and I am the only one who has escaped to tell you. Whoa. You see how the devil is, and you see how he's still only as powerful under God, because he had no rights to do this stuff. You know why? Because Job was blameless. So there was Job wasn't opening doors to allow Satan to bring havoc. This is what I don't think people seem to realize about sin. Sin is not about, let me go and prove myself to God so I can be seen as blameless, because we're never going to be seen as blameless. That's why Jesus died blameless, so that we could be seen under him. All right? The point is, our sins take us off the right path, because when we sin, the devil sees it like this is an opportunity, like we've just opened a door to enter the demons, and the demons start coming in because they're like, oh, this is our moment, this is our time, and the devil gets to start coming and wreaking havoc. The reason why he's thriving in all of this with the Lord is because he's blameless. He's not giving the devil a way in. So the devil's only way in is he has to get permission from God, because he hasn't got permission from Job. You see what I'm saying? Because the permission would have been the sin itself. And now, before we read the last bit of what he's about to say, what would you do if you were in this situation? Because this is what I'm saying when I talk about the mark of the beast and all this stuff, guys. What would you do? Because a lot of people, if you saw this, you'd be like, God isn't real. God isn't loving. God isn't this. As soon as your life isn't as good and cushy as you want it to be, as soon as you don't have everything how you want it to do, as soon as you have any kind of discomfort, now your faith is no longer in existence anymore, right? Because exactly, I'm telling the truth. Look at yourselves, look at the world. Now that you don't have everything how you wanted it, and it's not your nice little cushy life or your nice little cushy community or your lovely job. That's why I find it so great that his name's Job. I just feel like this is the comedic timing of the Lord, that Job, who suffered, that those 3 letters would come to represent our very suffering in slavery in 2026. I think that's just God playing, infinity D chess as per usual. Like, because he would have known. So did he just think, let's just call him Job and let's just have a bit of comedy? Just have a bit of comedy in some thousands of years. Some thousands of years will circle back to this concept of the word Job. Right? Maybe I should call him Job throughout this for the poetic the poetry of it all. But anyway, and actually, ironically, in this Bible, it refers to this section of the Bible as the poetry books. So that's quite funny in itself. Anyway, but this is an important point. Imagine you had that many blows, literally everything you had done in a day, gone in a day. And all you were doing is doing by the Lord. You're even going and doing sacrifices just in case your children were sinning, you didn't know about it, or they cursed God in their hearts. And this is what you get paid for it. Oh, how would you react? Let's see how he reacted. At this, Job got up and tore his robe and shaved his head. Then, I'm not going to even say the next word. That's powerful. I just want to quickly mention that it's a very much biblical custom, because we saw Mordecai, Esther's uncle, do this very same thing when he heard the news that they were going to kill all the Jews. The torn of the robe and the shaving of the head was a sign of just distress and mourning. And again, these things are normal in the Bible. In the world, people think you're crazy. Like, when you're going through stuff, it's painful. You should be able to express yourself. But again, in the world we're living in, there's a right way and a wrong way to express yourself. Right? Britney Spears shaved her head. Everyone was like, oh, she's lost her mind. She's Looney Tune. She literally even says herself, she shaved her head because she's sick of people sexualizing her. And she knew she would be more sexualized having longer hair. And so she knew cutting her hair would make her look less attractive. She was sick of how people were looking at her. And boy, do I understand that feeling. I can only imagine being Britney Spears. It's got to be like a gajillion times worse. I was so grateful that I'm so grateful. I'm not like, oh. Anyway. But yeah, of course, the joy of the freaking sheeple of today. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Well, yeah, people going through extreme things. You know what I mean? You'd be like, he needs to go to a psych ward. Like, I've actually lost everything. Listen to this. Listen to this. Listen to what Job has to say. Think about what you would say. I can't believe what we're about to read, you guys. It says, then he fell to the ground in worship and said, naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I shall depart. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. May the name of the Lord be praised. Job. Guys, you guys, I just can't make this stuff up if I tried. Because I'm saying to all the Christians throughout my life, I've heard quote Job. Yeah, probably people who've actually, I've read it once before, because I read the whole Bible, but I wasn't necessarily reading it and fully studying each bit. I was just reading it to make sure that it was read to store in my subconscious memory. Anyway, look at this. I would love to see any of all these Christians throughout the time, like, oh wow, Job. I'd love to see any of you go through half, a quarter, a tenth, a fifth of what this man has been through, yeah, in one day, and be so quick to go turn back to worship. And so quick to turn back to worship. I'd like to see it. Because a lot of times, like, oh, I'm questioning my faith. I mean, I believed, but God still hasn't done this and this. So I'm questioning. I'm reconstructing, deconstruct. Every time, there's no loyalty. This is why every time you see God's people, it's always people that are just loyal regardless of what comes. This is why I say love doesn't live here in this world. People in this world love as long as everything is comfortable. And that's why I see why people struggle with the relationship with God. It's like, of course you do. Of course you do. In the world, you get to go and tell people like, oh, this is as much as I'm willing to do, and people will just accept the bare minimum and whatever. The thing is with God, you can still offer him the bare minimum, but the thing is, it's just not going to work out for you because he's just not the bare minimum kind of guy, because he's here for the maximum. He loves fully and completely. So at some point, somebody's going to be letting the side down. At some point, it's going to be you, and at some point, it's gonna have its consequences. You know what I'm saying? So that is incredible work from Job there. The first thing he does is worship God and say, listen, I worship you, you should be praised. Because you see what Job understood, which is what I think God was trying to get the people in the wilderness to get to, who were always just complaining about what food options they had and this and how they missed being back in Egypt, where at least they knew where their meal was coming from. Job had the understanding, which is supposed to be the fundamental understanding of all of Christianity, is that when you have God, you have everything. You already have everything. There is nothing else to gain. You have everything. And so everything else doesn't, this is like I was saying the other day about why I think like life and people and communication, everything is so hard. It's because people are trying to put other human beings, other things in place of where God is supposed to be. And God's like, no, I'm supposed to be your everything, and everything else is an offshoot. That's why when Jesus was asked, what are the two most important commandments? Love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, body, soul, and strength. Everything you have, with everything you have, put all of that effort into loving God. And then once you got that, love thy neighbor as thyself. The love you believe you deserve. You love everybody with that same degree of love. If you think you deserve this type of experience, then if you think you deserve people to hear what your opinion is, then you should be prepared to hear somebody else's opinion. If you believe you deserve to have nice things in life, then you should also believe everybody deserves to have nice things in life. If you believe you deserve to be apologize to when you've been hurt, then you go and apologize to others when you've been hurt. This is what I'm saying. It's all about love. The Bible is a book of love, and it's actually kind of funny that I would say that. And I think this is what's put me off of everything and everyone, because I'm like, you don't see this. Like, this is why I'm surprised. Like, you know what I said at the start of this video? But I feel like, yeah, my friend who's messaging me, I think the reason why she's still here is because she believes me when I tell her that I'm really doing my best and I'm really going through a lot. I think she believes it and she understands it, because you know why? We're in similar situations. Because she's the oldest of, like, you know, she's got 2 younger brothers, and all of my friends who have actually lasted the longest, or the last 3 years, they're all girls, older sisters with only younger brothers, and the 2 closest are both 2 younger brothers. My friend, the one who's out in Europe, just flipping musical theatre, like all over the show, and then the other one, can you imagine, who's in she's in the States actually. And can you imagine? It's almost as if they understand because they've been in the position. So when I'm telling them, they get it. And this is what I'm saying about stuff like this. Like, they're like, this is what I'm saying about the standards. And this is, and like the thing with God, and like I said, because people look at God as just like a genie, you don't develop the relationship like Job has. Job is like, look at all the blessings God gave him. As God gave me, God can take away. You know, I came in naked, I'm leaving naked. Praise be the name of God who gave me this life that I had. Thank God I ever had that life. That's pure gratitude and humility, and also a love of God, where it's like your love for God isn't as a result of what he's done for you. Like in the world where people's love is as a result of what they can get out of you. I've been doing a whole lot of talking about how people are very needy and greedy in this life. You know, I was talking about Eddie Hall and how, you know, how people, we got a whole scandal. You're going to see it because the videos were earlier. They were like the first video I think I did today. And he's a strong man, right? And so there was a clip of him that went viral on social media because he was chasing after a kid. They said he's chasing after kids because he came charging outside his house. What people didn't know is that people have been queuing outside his actual home, cars. They've been honking their horns for 20 minutes. He had footage of it, right? Because they wanted to take a photo. He's at his home and people are that entitled and that selfish that because they are a fan, it's like, you're not a fan, mate. You're not a fan if you're doing that. That's disgusting behavior. They wanted a photo. These are grown-ass freaking men, real-life fathers with their kids, yeah, wanting to take photos, honking their horn for 20 minutes outside his house. What kind of a jobless behavior is that? Yeah, where do you even have that 20 minutes? What kind of an example are you to your kids? You pathetic. This is an example to your kids. Those kinds of men, and you know it's those men as well who are the ones who want to go and populate the planet. Like, and so there was a whole scandal because what nobody had known is that his wife had been out and asked the people if they could leave nicely. And they told his wife to F off, right? His wife, he came out calmly. He asked the first car to leave. He said, no. He's allowed to say no. Oh, but please, for my kids. And he's like, yeah, and I'm not taking photos for my own kids because my kids live here. And I need them to have safety. And I don't need people to think that it's acceptable to come in now. Other people come and start taking photos at my house. Yeah. This is what I'm saying about how brain dead society is and people and how selfish everybody really is. Yeah. And then shoos away one car. Then he has to do another with the other one. Then with the third car, he goes to shoo them away as well. But then that car now, as the guy's driving off, he says something like he wants to fight. I guess because he's angry because now he's disappointed his kids and he's going to explain to them why they didn't get pictures with Eddie Hall. So Eddie starts charging at the dad because the dad looks back at him and is now trying to start a fight. That's what the context of what happened is. And when I just say the simple fact of telling his wife to F off at her own house should have been enough to justify whatever the guy decided to do, and he didn't even do it. But this is how sick and twisted people are. This is how selfish and greedy and needy this freaking world is we're living in. So yeah, this Job thing, I can't wait, guys. Let's get into it. Before, it felt like it was going to be too much, but now, honestly, I feel like we're all going to feel like it's going to be a good time. So yeah, this is really going to be the last video of today. Chapter 2 is short, but it's enough videos for today. But, you know, anyways, you guys, if life's a game, let's play to win. I hope you've enjoyed all of this. It's been a good day of videos. I filmed videos earlier, then I filmed videos when I was like having a little break, and I filmed a video now. It's getting crazy, but I really wanted to start this today because it'd just be cool to do all of this during Pentecost, because like, God, maybe there's something we can learn from Job in all of this, you know what I mean? So yeah, anyways, guys, welcome to part 1, Job chapter 1. Because if life's a game, let's play to win. God bless you all. God loves you. I love you. And I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye.